Welcome to Take One for Ag. This is the Division of Applied Social Sciences at the University of Missouri in Columbia, and this is a chance for us to give our takeaway messages to you from our research. I'm Wyatt Thompson. I'm in the Agricultural and Applied Economics faculty, and with me is Pat Westhoff. He's the Howard Coden Professor of Agricultural and Applied Economics here, and he's also Director of the Food and Agricultural Policy Research Institute, where one of his tasks is to study the Farm Bill. And this is a hot topic now, isn't it?
It is indeed.
So how about some questions on this one? So what do crop producers need to know about the Farm Bill? Now, relative to 2014 Farm Bill, I'm sure some things have changed and some things haven't. So let's start with the easy ones. What has not changed?
A lot. If you like the 2014 Farm Bill as a crop producer, you probably like the 2018 Farm Bill, because most of the changes are relatively small. Crop insurance, there's practically no changes. The Agricultural Risk Coverage Program and the Price Loss Coverage Program both continue pretty much as was the case in our 2014 bill.
Well, you mentioned ARC. So ARC's a big deal here in Missouri because so many corn and soybean base areas are in ARC, as I recall. So what are some of the things that have changed with ARC that people will need to know in the coming year?
Yeah, they're mostly around the edges, but we did make a couple of changes in the rules for setting the guarantee that determines whether a payment might occur or not. So instead of using the actual yield over the last 5 years, it'd be a trend yield. That'll tend to boost up the average guarantee a little bit for a producer. Likewise, if you had a really bad year, instead of replacing that really bad, you were 70% of the county average, you replace with 80%. So it likewise will tend to boost up the average a bit.
And then there's PLC, which maybe is less important for corn and soybean base in Missouri, but is important around the country and for other crops here in Missouri as well, I guess. So with PLC, what have been the big changes?
So price loss coverage, you're right, was not used as much by Missouri producers under the 2014 bill, but could well be very attractive in the 2018 bill. The biggest change probably that matters here in Missouri is you're going to have the ability to update your program yields under the price loss coverage program. So if your yield was a lot higher between 2013 and 2017 than the previous 5 years, it may well be to your advantage to update those yields. That'll give you a larger benefit when payments occur.
So if memory serves, in the 2014 Farm Bill, farmers had to make an election between PLC and ARC right up front, and that decision lasted the lifetime of the Farm Bill, more or less. And that's changed, hasn't it? So what's different on the election?
So there will be a new election in 2019 that will cover both the 2019 and 2020 crop years. So make one decision for 2 years, but then starting in 2021, producers will have the opportunity to make a new choice every year. So that complicates things a bit, of course, but it also means that producers can switch their elections to be able to choose the program most likely to benefit them in a given year.
So that'll be a big change from before then, won't it?
It will be a big change from before. It also means it'll be very important for producers to understand the consequences of those two options. We worked with some colleagues at Texas A&M in the 2014 Farm Bill implementation period to build tools that farmers could use to make those choices. We expect to be working in the same sort of tool set for people to use this time around as well.
Any idea on when these decisions will have to be made?
There'll be some decisions that can be made in the next few months already. For 2019, we haven't heard any announcement from USDA about just what the sign-up period will be, but it won't be too far down the road.
So when I think about the acronyms of the Farm Bill, there's always CRP, Conservation Reserve Program. So there have been some changes about the cap and the rental rates there. So what's going on with CRP and what does it mean for producers and crop producers?
So the cap on Conservation Reserve Program acreage is 24 million acres today. That's going to increase over time to 27 million acres eventually. So another 3 million acres in reserve potentially could have an impact on commodity markets, could allow for people some options they don't currently have. But be careful about the magnitudes here being relatively small. This won't change the markets fundamentally. It's not going to be a whole lot of new acres coming in the reserve here in Missouri or elsewhere.
So you sound like a lot of the big topics. Is there anything you want to add, anything else people, crop producers in particular, should watch out for?
So one other small feature of the bill is that we'll have higher loan rates for corn, soybeans, and a number of other commodities. They'll still be below the level that we expect prices to be at in the marketplace. So it's probably not going to be a lot of income transfer to farmers from that program change. However, we'll give farmers some new marketing opportunities. You'll be able to put crop under loan in the fall, delay your marketing until sometime when you expect prices to be higher, and got more cash flow when you need it in the fall.
Great. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for taking time for Take One for Ag.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Mike.